Assalamu alaikum. Hello, beautiful people. So this is the other side of my closet. Basically, the stuff that you don't ever want to show people, but this is a realistic cleaning video. So I wanted to make sure that I go in depth about how to stay organized and get organized this spring. So first of all, of course, buy your organizations. So whether it's just these tubs that you can get for like, this is about 15 bucks at Walmart. And I have one over here, which I kind of spray painted but didn't finish. And this was about like 12 bucks at Walmart. And I have these tubs, which are again the kitchen gallon tubs. They're very deep and they hold almost anything. These were about 2 bucks, so you can get them 1 or 2 bucks. Depends. Like if you get the black ones, I think they're a little bit more expensive than the red ones. But the white generic in this color was $1 less. So I had actually stocked up on these, and these are all around my house. Okay, after you buy your you make your plan, and then you basically go out and buy what you need for storage. You need to figure out what it is you have the most of course. So I have a lot of this whole cubby down here just needs to be basically reorganized, but it is I organized it when I first put the stuff in there, so it's not horrible. I know exactly what's in here. Everything is art and school supplies because I do a lot of art. My children do a lot of art. I'm a homeschooler. I'm a teacher. I'm a tutor. So I always have this type of stuff in my home. And so the amount of homeschooling or art supplies that I had in stationery was probably like 3 times as much. So I really got it down to literally like I have this one and I have another one in my classroom. So there's like 2 of them, 2 of these shelves. So that is a lot less than what I had previously. So for me right now, my challenge is to go through a lot of old papers and books and different just random stuff. I have art supplies. I have old just stuff from God knows when. And so I want to basically just compact that and get rid of it. I want to make sure that everything fits in pretty much this cubby and maybe a few of these buckets, and I have closet shelf space on top. And so previously everything that was in here was in these buckets, but I had to use them to clean, like I was redoing my kitchen, so I took them down. I used these buckets downstairs in the pantry to organize. For example, I have all the small boxes of rice in one of those. A previous video about how I basically do my closet. I just cleared down where my clothes were, and basically I have my clipboard and exactly what I want to do and what I want to accomplish today. So when it comes to basic stuff, and break down those things into sections, and then you can go back and basically declutter. If you have, again, I have a lot of art supplies and school supplies, you need to really tackle that first. The bigger things, the bigger and most complicated items you want to conquer first. So for me, my ultimate goal is to finish what's on the floor, which you just saw previously, and get to these couple of bags up here. These are just random things that I have collected over the years that I really don't even know what is in these bags, and that is an issue for me. I know that is my breastfeeding bag when I was breastfeeding, and basically everything else is just miscellaneous, and I cannot stand that word. So you should not have a bunch of miscellaneous anything in your home if you're talking about really achieving your goals, cleansing your space, and getting organized. As for all of this down here, I can tell you pretty much exactly what is in this tub, and then this organizer down here I've had since I was probably like 16 years old. So I have not that much stuff, as I said in the previous video. For most people, this whole closet is basically exactly what I have in my whole life. It's not, I have no stuff at my parents' house. I have no stuff just sitting around. Even outside of this room, I really don't have a lot of stuff. So this is my life's work. I've been writing poetry and doing art since I was a kid. Different business ventures. This is like all the stuff that I've collected. So it's in one tub. This one organizer down here and this organizer here is a lot of my written work. So these are things that are really close to my heart. So I'm keeping them, but you do not want, again, a bunch of miscellaneous items that you never are going to use in your home. That creates a whole energy shift, and it makes you feel very drained and weighed down. And you want to like elevate yourself in 2016. You want to get on your goals. In order to do that, you really need to cleanse your space. This is one of my art pieces. So going back to what I said previously is you want to know exactly what's in your space. You don't want a bunch of miscellaneous items. And on top of that, when you're making your plan, you need to specifically state what it is that you're trying to accomplish. For example, I didn't want an average walk-in closet with an over-glamorous aesthetic. Although I think that is very beautiful, I really needed a space to unload my years and years of content and work. Like I just stated, I have done plenty of writing and art, and I'm always into arts and crafts. So I never had a specific place in my lifetime where I could just unload and do that and feel really comfortable in creating something and have that space. Because I have children, my house is, thank God, big enough, but I have children and I didn't want my art supplies out in our loft area where we do a lot of creative work, because I felt like, of course, they will eventually just get into my paint and different supplies. And also a lot of the stuff, like I just said before, is really sentimental to me. So I wanted to make sure that I had a space specifically for developing these ideas that I put on to the business front, or the ideas that I put into art. So this is one of my pieces. And so I keep, again, a lot of my artwork here. So this is a space that I go to get inspired, and just, I have some of my vision boards up here, and I just wanted to feel like I'm in my own home, basically away from home. So after you have your general idea of what you want to accomplish down, you have some inspiration of exactly kind of where you want to go with your personal space. You need to look at small items that you can add to your space, such as this lamp. And I love these little lights. They're beautiful. Were like about $2. This lamp was at, I think, Walmart for $15, and it looks a lot more expensive. I have an outlet in my closet, so it comes in handy. I do not use my fluorescent light, which is up here. It actually blew out, and I do not care because, it was dreadful. So eventually we might replace that light. But you need to have small things that really inspire you and just make you feel really, a lot more glamorous, or just holistic, whatever feeling you're going for in your space. So again, I added these lights. They were about $2, and this lamp. You don't have to do anything expensive. You can look to, of course, Pinterest and online for inspiration. So I did this DIY with my lovely Voss bottle. I love Voss water. And just some dollar store flowers. It was really inexpensive. And it's like, again, it goes with my general theme of the room. And you also just add your own flavor. You want to make sure that you have those small details that are really speak about who you are as a person. After that, you want to make sure you have, of course, things that are sentimental to you. This is one card from my wedding time. I have tons of other cards in a binder from my wedding time. So I was going to eventually display them if I can figure out how I want to display them in this room. So you need to have things that are really sentimental to you and that just inspire you to get up in the morning, get dressed, have that comfort space. Even if your closet is big or small, you can do this outside your room. You can have a small little table and just make a specific place for you to feel really inspired. You look at these things and they make you extremely happy. And maybe they're your graduation photo or something that you've accomplished in your life. So for me, marriage is a big part of my life and having a healthy marriage. So that is one thing I display regularly. Next on the wall that I display that just really gives me comfort are just little cards. I have tons of cards and I'm pretty sure we all do. So like things like this are really important. This one I got recently for my birthday in February. And it's just one of the most beautiful cards. I opened it and I read it, and it makes me cry every time I read it, from a friend of mine. So it just is a beautiful reminder of who I am as a person. When life gets hard, sometimes we really forget about the beauty that we bring to life and how we are positive and how we love people and what effect we have on people. So it's important to have things around you that really remind you of who you are when you're down. I have this clipboard and I basically draw out exactly my closet's floor plan and what I have in my closet as far as content and what I would like to develop and what ideas I have. So I do my closet or my home pretty much every 6 months or so. Just look around it and shift whatever needs to be shifted. So for example, my closet has a beauty center and the beauty center has beauty supplies, makeup, jewelry, which is the bookshelf. And I put shoes, but I'm kind of drifting towards taking my shoes and putting them in another shelving unit, just because the bottom of the shoes are so dirty, and then I want to sometimes change out the shelving unit and change where my makeup is and stuff, and I don't want those to cross-contaminate. Next, I always want to make sure that I have an inspirational and focal wall, and I also want to make sure one of my bigger goals is, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish this week, is to make sure that my flooring space in this closet, although it's a walk-in, that the floor is never cluttered. So I'll take you around. You can just see like what I'm dealing with today. So, sorry, the light is blown out, so it's a little dark. But I mean, this corner is pretty much what I'm dealing with today, in the next few days, and then I'm going to disappear and leave that for a while, and then I'll get back up to this area eventually, because again, I don't know what's in this miscellaneous area, and that's going to take a little bit more time. So you want to make sure like your flooring space is clear. You want to make sure you can walk and function through your closet area. So like here's my door, of course. I can just walk in. I want to just be able to walk in. And that is what my general goal is today. Another thing I have that I really want to display is, of course, my clothing. And I want to have it in a sleek and uniform manner. So that is what I'm trying to accomplish. Again, right here, my clothing is usually pretty uniformed. But I want to bring it up a level. So, just make your plan very specific and make sure that you can really function in the room. You can walk through the room. You don't want to have too much stuff in it to the point that you cannot function. I have, again, a top space and a bottom space, and then the floor itself. This is where you're supposed to put boots and such. This floor itself, all the way around, acts as a triple space. So, for example, I had the organizers here and here, here and here. Organizers all throughout here. Organizers all throughout here. I can literally buy a couple of these and just put them all throughout my closet, which is my goal, hopefully. So I'll have one for just painting supplies, one for drawing supplies, one for stationery, like that. So I have a good amount of space, but I just you need to utilize this naked space, the space that you're not really using. So if you have something like this or a space behind the door, like I stated in the previous video, you want to utilize that. But you want to make sure that this space is never, ever blocked. You want your whole home to flow. And that is going to bring you to a very peaceful and zen balance in your life, because you don't ever want to step over things and have clutter to the point that you can't walk every single day. You have a lot to unload when you come in from your work or your school. You have a lot to unload when you come in to your home with your family, or if you're single. And you want to your home should always be a very peaceful experience. In order to achieve that, you have to plan and purchase the right amount of storage and execute the plan. So thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum. And if you need any help, you can always contact us for hire. We love you, and I hope that all of your goals are reached 2016. Assalamu alaikum.